I'm always saying this. If I plug Benny, my followers are not going to stop following me to go follow Benny. Like,
because you know what you bring.
Exactly. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Sammie and this is Sammie's Comfort Zone. Now today I have these lovely ladies with me, Benedict and Geraldine.
Hey,
so those two are business owners. Please introduce yourself and your business.
Hi, I'm Benny. I'm the owner of Gold on Diamonds.
Hi, I'm Geraldine. I'm the owner of Royalty Dancers.
Yes. So the topic that we're discussing today is how the pandemic ruined our businesses, basically. How Corona came for our businesses. So this is
How Corona
came for our businesses. This is just the effects that the pandemic had on small businesses and how we can move forward and just be positive about it. How the pandemic got in the way of many businesses, especially small businesses like ourselves, and the challenges that we faced, that we're still facing till today, and how we can overcome them. So anyone wants to go first?
I think for me, I was meant to start early this year, and my launch date was meant to be in May, but then Corona happened, there was lockdown, and with my type of business and Dine's type of business is that we have to be in person, we have to meet in person, and with the whole social distancing thing, it just wasn't going to be very possible until after the lockdown. But even with now, there's limited amount of people that are allowed, so it has really caused a lot of adapting and having to change literally change the whole routine.
No, I feel the same way as well. Obviously I had to kind of during the whole quarantine thing, I wasn't doing classes because I was now I really had to beat myself down for it. I was really everyone else is doing this online thing. What's gonna make them want to come to me? And then I was like, okay, I had to wallow in that for a bit, and then after I was like, no, let me do something else that can help it if the pandemic changes today. What is it that I'm gonna bring? Maybe I need to fix my choreo and stuff like that. And then it looked like they lifted up the thing, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna sell tickets, as many people as I can get in the door, and try to find something that would bring them on. And that's when a lot more people would come, and then they did the whole 6 people in a room. That ruined it because it happened in a night, literally in a night, overnight. And then I was like, wow, now I have a class on Wednesday, and then now I have to start telling people sorry, I can't enroll. You're thinking refund. Is the studio still gonna charge you the same amount or less? That's what I was panicking. I was literally praying God. I was like, please God, I just want to make money. I just want to make good money and keep my business running. But I had to talk to people and find out how they feel about it. And most people didn't want online stuff. So they the concept of coming into a class, and they were like, we actually feel better if it's a smaller class, because that way it's social distance, and I don't have to worry about this person here if I turn. So it made it so much better, but I still am kind of on the edge, because what if things get worse? That kind of thing. You're not gonna be in a stable ground.
I think one thing that many businesses are facing, and the reason why even companies are closing down and going into liquidation, is because you lose the customer base, the confidence in people in your business, and also on yourself. You start doubting yourself and say, okay, if I do online classes, will people come? If I talk to people one-on-one, will people book it? So it's a bit difficult, but how would you see yourself bouncing back on these things? What have you learned that you can say? What would you say if we do get a second round of lockdown? What would you have taken from the first lockdown to take it into the second?
I think there's so much power in social media that we really shouldn't just brush off. What this the first lockdown taught me is to use social media as much as possible. So even though we can't you might not be able to meet in person. Okay, what else can you offer online that can still, you know, attract your niche? You know, and so like you said, you spoke to people, for example, even though there was like a reduction in numbers, and they were told you like they were, you know, what they were comfortable with. So communicating with your customers is a big key, and like, you know, trying to adapt, because we can't really control what's happening, but you can control yourself, and you can control what your business can bring to the table. So like for me, for example, it's a coaching business for runway models or aspiring models. So it's not just about runway, but it's about, okay, makeup for castings. Modeling agencies are scouting online, so you know, I can offer, you know, how they can do that, take pictures at home, you know, direct them in that kind of way. So there's still things to be done. Like, use social media as much as you can. Like, don't just rush it.
Dean, with this whole talking to people, hearing how your customers felt about the pandemic, do you think that can draw you back with business? Because if someone has a certain fear, what do you say or what do you do to assure them that with social distancing we can be safe to go forward?
Do you know, this is the funny part? I actually had to look into this because I noticed in America they lifted their restrictions way earlier than I did. And those were people that a couple of people that I was that I look to when I do my classes and stuff. So I was like, oh, how are they doing it? Because their cases are way worse. So I was like reading down they literally let out a guideline for the class, like what you're required to do before you come in the class, and what you're gonna do in the class and after the class. So which made me like, okay, so I can actually, and people were still showing up for them, even though they had been there, I don't know how long they've been doing it. But I was like, if people are given a reassurance that, listen, let me know would you come to class? Okay, if you come to class, what would make me feel safe? You know, and then I was like, okay, what would make me feel safe? And then I was like, okay, I will implement that. So I know, like, I would tell people like they can wear their masks. I required everyone to wash their hands before and after class. And then during class, I had a hand sanitizer at the door, inside, like, and I even had a little personal one, and I was like, I will not take it personal if you decide to move far, like from everyone else. I will not take it personal, but you're here for the experience because you're sick of being in your house. So literally, it kind of like helped, and then I kind of noticed, looking that someone else who was doing a small little business themselves took the guideline that I had written and they added it onto their own, but they switched it. That's what they did. So they switched the words, and then I was like, I see, but I didn't take too much offense of it because they're probably in a worse situation than I am, and for the people, I'm pretty sure they needed something like that to help them as well. So I kind of felt
that's the part of being an influencer.
I felt really good, and I was like, oh, for someone to see something, like, oh, maybe I need to implement that. It made me feel so much better. So I was like, oh, so that's what I had.
And it's very difficult, like now with the times, what you consider safe and what you consider safe could be two different things. And having to cater for people, for everyone, really is like the biggest challenge. But do you think that we can actually grow bigger with our businesses during this pandemic and stuff?
Definitely. I think it's important to stay hopeful and to keep your faith, because, like, you know, things are, like I said, you know, things are happening, they're beyond our control, but you have control over you. You have control over your mindset and how you're thinking about it. It's all about perspective, how you're seeing the situation. Okay, this has happened. Don't cry over spilled milk. Corona is spilled milk. We can't.
Loads of spilled milk.
A lot. Like a whole year spilled milk. But like, you have to look at, okay, what can I do about it now? So like, you know, literally just like you did, like research, surveys, ask your customers questions, you know, be present, and just know that, you know, whatever happens, like, it's gonna be okay. But keep grinding, keep being consistent, keep working hard on your goals, because don't let Corona stop your dream and your goals. Honestly,
I read somewhere that your business is a brand. Obviously, you are the brand, you're the business. So people buy your stuff or book you for your business because of who you are. No, because of what you offer. Because of what you offer, and they stay because of who you are. So the type of person that you are, like if you put people before profit and people over profit, you keep better relations that even after the pandemic, people are still coming to your dance classes. Even after, people are still willing to book. You know. Yeah. What would you say to the other question about moving forward and stuff?
I definitely have to say, personally, I have to do like, I was dealing already with a lot. Like, I don't think a lot of people talk about this a lot, but you know, like doing a small business causes anxiety. I was dealing with major anxiety, and being in lockdown made me feel so much safer because I didn't actually have to do any work. That's what it felt like. I was like, and then I was like, no, like this doesn't work. If I love doing what I do, I need to like do something. So literally, I had to. You have to branch out, literally spread out your cards like different paper. If you have a notebook, each page write different ideas that you have. Slowly and surely work on it, and like you said, like social media is like a big thing. So you know, like send little messages here and there. For me, my brand is based on like self-love and self-worth. So in the morning, I would put something up, a post up, and then I would send it to everyone. And then they're like, oh, what is she about? So it's not just based on just dancing, but it caters to like self-care
It's that
tips.
relationship.
It's a tips on how self-care, and even one of the girls was like, I find it really helpful that you're still putting those because I was finding it hard. So all I had to do was click on your Instagram, and then I would see those stories, and then I was like, okay, like so we're doing it. So yeah,
I guess even someone who's not a dancer,
like you just have that. They have that platform, and you know, so that's what I had to do. I had to sit down, scratch, look at what I need to do, and there's a new stuff, there's new things coming up. But I had to sit down and really do market, like a market. If I want, people always ask me, oh, where do I go for a class to do that? And I was like, okay, I don't want people to keep messaging me. So what can I serve them that can help? So I had to like sit down with myself, do all these other things. It can be small, it might be small as writing down it, but it does so much of a big difference. And talking to friends, ask for tips. Looking at, you know, like don't look at it as like competition, but just be like, okay, so there's
a lesson.
A lesson, and be like, so like literally you can tell Ireland, for me, Ireland is small. We have a lot of growing to do. There is a big gap in like, there's like a big gap, and then there's like small businesses. And we're all trying to go to the big side. So you have to look, okay, those people that are there right now that are doing it, what are they not giving that I can get?
Exactly.
And that goes with what I'm doing. So you just have to like a lot of research, a lot of research.
I also there's a podcast I listen to. It's on digital marketing, but like there's one of the guests that came into one of the episodes. He was like, businesses usually can take up to 3 years to grow. And when I heard that, I was like, wow. I have like another huge
a whole 3 years.
But then it's like, think about it. Okay, within this year, for example, like some of the girls there that were talking at the event today, they were like, my page has grown like in a month, and it's like, you know, just using this time. Okay, even if your business is not going to grow physically in the meantime, what can you do in other ways to help it grow? And then to the point that when you get to that 3-year mark, you're booming. So just keep working and, you know, keep building.
I would say the same as well for my business. Like, as much as I was still selling because it's cosmetics and everyone's home, everyone's learning how to stick lashes, everyone's learning how to put lip gloss and makeup. So it was kind of like a plus for me. But one thing is, I used that time to do research, market research. What can I change? Because one thing, and I kept saying this, that I started doing lip gloss in Ireland and no one else was doing it, and then boom, there's different types of females doing it. And fair play, like, it's good for us to grow, but then now I have to see what else can I offer. How can I be different from the next person? Like I always said, I never see someone else's competition. Like it's just, I'm my own biggest competition. So how can I be different, and what can I offer to people that someone else is not offering? And I use that time to literally sit down and rebrand. Now we're out of the pandemic, boom, rebrand.
You just on the go.
Bam. So I it was hard to sit down and decide, but then I literally used that time to push research, to push the market and see what people like and what people don't like.
That's
and what people like during their free time, which is during the pandemic, is definitely what they'll like after. So if they like it when they have nothing else to do, they'll definitely enjoy it after. So it's just a matter of staying consistent. Like you say, you kept posting stuff to motivate people, and you were trying to research to see what else they like. You know, so it really does help.
And really adding value. I think it's so important. Like, you know, like you said, you know, people come to your business for your business and they stay because of who you are. Like, make sure that you're always giving value. I think people really appreciate something that's valuable, and you know, it, like you could have something that's €5 and it just adds something so valuable and precious to the person. You have no idea. So value is so important.
And it's also part of growth. Like if you see that someone's actually looking. There was a time I stopped selling stuff and I stopped like restocking because obviously we're scared because our vendors are in China and we're like, but coronavirus, getting real. You know, I was just like, let me sell what I have at that moment, and then once I sell out, I'll wait for the pandemic to end. And I did, like, people were messaging me, sis, I went on your website and your lip gloss is out of stock. I did, like, it made me feel like, okay, I am valuable. Even if there's pennies we're selling lip gloss for 2 years, people still want to come back to me and buy my product. So it kind of did help and stuff like that.
I think as well, the other thing that I decided to do personally was to start promoting other small businesses, because I know I might have been 6 months ahead. There's someone who was 4 months ago when they started, and Corona probably hit them harder emotionally. So they just need that push, and it can go as far as just reposting, liking, tagging your friend. Literally, it goes so much. Like, so it does so much. And just as well, like whenever I do whatever, like classes, I try to talk about other people's stuff that can bring awareness, or maybe.
And that doesn't take anything away.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I'm always saying this. If I plug Benny, my followers are not going to stop following me to go follow Benny. Like,
because you know what you bring.
Exactly. People don't get it that supporting someone else's business is literally support. It's not like you're taking out of your own business to support someone else. The least you could do, like the most minimum you could do, is share a post.
And you know the funny part.
Getting personal.
But I've been dying to say this because once again I was home visiting, and there were a lot of people who were seeing what I was doing. They liked it. They might have never come to a class. They've never understood what I do, but they were like, oh, I see you, like you do your boo, and you know, like that kind of thing. And I appreciate my friends. They always repost. I never have to ask. They just do it, and it means a lot. But it came to a point where there was this one part on Instagram, and because that's where everyone gets their hookup. So I started off with this one couple, and I'd be like, oh guys, like, can you like share and you know, tag them with my stuff, because that's how you do it, so people get the word out and nothing. And then for months and months I would tag them. I would, you know, even on your story, if you post something on your story, you tag the person. They see it.
Oh yeah.
They get a notification.
They are getting, you know,
You saw it.
You saw it. You don't lie. So I was like, this definitely. I have to keep posting because I'm like, I'm pretty sure they see this. In my head, I started. You know,
let me try again.
You know, when you post so much, you start to think, are they seeing? Like, is it just
Is this account active?
And then I was like, okay, no, it's fine. Let it go. Stop. If they're not for you, they're not for you. And then halfway, they just. So for a while, it's kind of like, oh, maybe they're doing their own thing. But then they came back. And then they're like, can we use your material? And then I was like, but when I was asking for support, you weren't giving it. And funny part, I don't mean to mention it as in, oh, like I was holding a grudge. I was trying to understand what was happening. Because when I started, they were like, we like what you're doing. Oh my gosh, let's work together. Da, da, da. And then when they started, I was like, guys, just go here. Like, just go here, just go here, just go here. And when people ask me about something, I'm like, those are people who want to go for it. So
when it's the time to reciprocate.
Yeah, when I wasn't even, to me, I was like, it's not a lot. You know, I'm doing it for my friends. Even, without them even thinking. Anyone who tags me or anything, I would definitely like, share, or comment. I don't know them for Adams, but I would do it. You know? But I was like, so, is this what we're doing now? Is this what we're doing?
And you want to use my
use my content? So I was like, okay, like, it's fine. I was like to them, I didn't reply.
you
for
were
my
replying
own,
to my text,
to my
so-
own, for my own health. I was like, I don't think this relationship should go on because I had the notion. You gave me the notion that we had each other's back.
Yeah.
And then you moved. So now I'm constantly like there by myself.
Yeah.
And you're not communicating. Like it
Yeah.
takes a while. It just takes like, oh hi, this is what I expect.
And I think
If
it's good.
Yeah, if it's a small business, just go, hi, sorry, we're not able to, like, our platform cannot support your business anymore unless you do this and this and this. That's what I'm expecting back.
Yeah.
And because I didn't get that, they just ghosted me.
Yeah.
I was like, what's going on? So I just was really, really hurt by that. And you shouldn't, I think it's healthy if it's a small business. I know they say don't expect anything from anyone, and that's completely fine. But at the same time, you have to be aware of like what you're, those healthy relationships and stuff like that with other people. Like I still, at the moment, I'm still like Mudessa.
Like I was saying, it's good to want to protect your space.
Yeah,
And to
definitely.
protect your
Yeah.
energy. Like it's not by force for me to support you. But if I do, I expect you to do the same for me. You know, a simple post is free.
Yeah.
Literally free. But I think it's not selfish. It's good in a way where you're protecting yourself first.
Yeah.
You are you first before anyone else. So I think it's good that you took that decision.
Yeah, it went back to what you were saying before. Like, obviously you just have this platform and, sharing something doesn't take away from So that's what that's what I took from it. Maybe they feel like if they share my stuff,
Everyone's coming
then
to
they
you.
will come to me and then they will not kind of like still stay to whatever they have. If it's rebranding that they've done, they don't think about. I think as a small business, always do your research. If you notice people keep coming to you for a certain requirement, it takes literally the same way it takes a minute to repost. It takes a minute to say, we are so sorry, we cannot do this anymore because we have rebranded, or this is not what we stand for. That's part of customer service. You want to be able to have a good relationship. You might not have a good relationship with all your clients, but those are the businesses that you know in connection with, because you don't know what kind of like, it's always good. There'll be a word of mouth. Because word of mouth goes faster than social media.
Word of mouth does.
So if I was to, they were like, oh, we want to work with these people. Like I could easily say, no, don't work with them. This is what I went
Exactly.
through. But I wouldn't, because I'm like, that's not my problem. But it's in all, you have to look at the small details sometimes. That's what I was trying to go. So look at the small details, customer service, all that good stuff.
But always protect your own energy first.
Yes.
Because if those people bring you down and you start feeling like you're not really offering something that's worth it to other people, like those other people are gonna feel down and say, oh, Dean's not giving me that nice sauce that she was giving. You know what I mean? And one thing I learned, I actually learned this during the pandemic when I joined this academy. I'll talk about it in a different video, where they say that, have you seen a promo video of Nando's?
No.
Have you seen Nando's advertising their chicken anywhere?
No.
Word of mouth.
Oh,
And you would
for
still
real.
go to Nando's because even if you hadn't tried it, you would still go because the next person says go to Nando's. So it's like that. Just spread the love, spread information about other small businesses, and that's what I was trying to say as well today in today's event, that you need to support the next person, because without the next person you can't grow. For Benedict to have customers coming to her to model, I need to support her so tomorrow she can come back and buy lip gloss. I need to support Dean so tomorrow she can come back to me and go to Benny. It's a circle. Hands wash each other. You need to help each other to grow.
Yeah, literally. It's like creating a customer, not a customer, but a base for yourself. Like if you're in modeling, so you're gonna have to bring in beauticians, a hairstylist. So you're creating a connection. So when, especially now with the whole Black Lives Matter, I was talking to my sister about it. She was getting offers to speak, and then she would ask, "Can I bring this person and this person and this person?" That way, it's not just you. But you're like, I come with a group. So if I'm gonna do this, I need this person and this person and this person. And I think it's very helpful because especially Black businesses were growing in Ireland. There is a lot, and people are like, I don't know where to get this. And I'm like, oh, is it
Really?
Like I had a girl who was like, she wants to be a wedding planner, and she was like, but I don't know where to start. And the first, for me, reflex is as in black people do.
Yeah.
I'm like, let me connect you. Give me your Instagram.
Hold a minute.
Ask this person, this person. If you want to learn anything, and I like what's her name, Free Mono. She was doing like she was helping other businesses as well, other people, and I was like, that's literally what you create a connection.
Yeah.
That's what it is. You create a connection with other people and other brands.
Yeah.
So when they're moving, you move with them.
Yeah.
And it
It's
does
like a
wonders.
spider web.
Yeah.
You know, you connect to everyone, connect the dots. You know that people want to learn how to dance, but they don't know how to walk. They learn how to walk, they learn how to dance.
Yeah.
It's simple. So thank you so much for coming to the show. I really appreciate
Thanks,
it. I hope you guys took something from this Entrepreneur Life episode. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. I'm gonna put their socials down below. Go follow them. Go support their business. You heard what we said, honey. Go support the
that
business. And yeah, see you guys in the next video. Bye.